Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming back with another gameplay video. This one is from one of my in-person locals in Fort Myers, Florida, and I'm actually in this one. This was the first in the area BT08 event, first time with the cards legal since pre-release, and I ended up in the finals. It was, I believe, 4 rounds, top 4 cut, so this is the finals of the top 4 cut. I'm the player on the right. I'm playing Beelstar Control, and the player on the left is borrowing my yellow Rapid list, and he made it to the finals as well. So he starts off winning the dice roll. He opens with TK, recovering a card and getting Rapidmon. I do go ahead and hatch, and I just play the Missed Memory Boost. And then I follow it up by playing a TK to end turn, and it's a memory setter that is blue. So just a pretty passive first turn. He double Cody's here, which is pretty scary because Cody is a very strong card for the Rapidmon deck. Luckily, I'm a pretty unconventional deck, so I don't really mind if my Digimon end up in the trash. I just drop a promote. I have a kind of bricked up hand, but we do just drop that to put him to 3. He plays a third Cody. And he's thinking here about what to do. It looks like he might evolve to the hybrid. This was, at this point, about 2 weeks ago, so I might be a little rusty on what actually happened at the time. He does pass turn by going to the hybrid. I do evolve in the back. I end up swinging for the 6K. I do hit and die to the security. Then I evolve to the EX01 Ogremon. The EX01 Ogremon, especially against yellow, is a very strong card, as it can end up surviving security checks at 5k even, and it just puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. He plays another TK, recovering a Salmon. Sitting at his 5 security, he evolves on the back to draw, and it does go into my security, hitting a scatter mode. He just ends up passing, which, I mean, it makes sense. That's yellow is very passive. I do swing with the Ogremon, discarding an option to give it the security +1. First check is TK, so he'll recover. And then the second check is a Kazemon, so I will die and get some triggers, drawing and discarding 2, and then 1, and then 1 and 1 from the Gabumon and Demi-Merimon triggers. So my trash is starting to get filled up. I'm starting to get to the place where I want to be. I'm doing some organizing here. And I play a Gabumon and just evolve it to the scatter. Pass him to his 3. He'll promote up, go to 5 from the Cody's. So he's just thinking here about how he wants to take this turn. He does evolve to the Rapid, killing the scatter mode, so I will draw 3, discard 2, and then draw 2, discard 1. So it's 2 more options in the discard, 3. He does swing, hit the Beels, so it does purge down. And then he swings again, hitting Impmon, so he survives that one. And he passes turn with a boost. He grabs the Patamon here, bottom decking the rest. Then again, I just go for some organization. I believe I should have 8 in there now. 1, 2, 3, if not 9. Looks like 8. So here I do pop the boost, go to it, so I can stay turn to play the Beels. I do play out the Nailbone here, getting Promote and Impmon. Promote swings over the Kazemon. And then I do play a Calling, popping the Impmon, milling 3. Here I forget, I did it just to pop the Impmon, but I need to get the 2 cards back. And you'll see me pass turn and then remember to get the cards back. I think it's right here where I'm like, oh yeah. So I do get my 2 Digimon back. I just choose Scatter Mode and Ogremon because I do want to keep the pressure going. He evolves to his Patamon. Spend some time thinking. He does evolve to the Zephyr, going to 1. Just spending some time here thinking about the next play. I will say though, even though this is a grindy matchup, we did end up finishing this game in under 30 minutes. I know it's sped up here for YouTube, but just a heads up to people, it doesn't always have to go to time when you're playing yellow. Excuse me. It takes that time to clear some of the board, hit security. Does pass turn by playing Zoe, grabbing the hybrid. And then here I think I just try to go for game, if I'm not mistaken. I do swing with the Gabumon. He does have the Holy Flame, enough to kill, or I'm sorry, Eden's Javelin, enough to kill one of the Beelstars. I do swing with the other Beelstar, but I'm trying to decide if I need to swing at his Digimon, or if I can get away with still trying to go for game. I do a quick count. We are going to clear the board. Evolve to the defeat to pop one of the Codys. And here I'm just trying to put him at as little outs as possible. He has used a lot of his hybrids already, so I am banking on him not having a hybrid other than the Jet Sylphie that we know he's added. And as you can see here, it worked out. He did not have another hybrid. So now he's in this weird position where he can't just dig, he has to try to clear board. I do resolve the Demi-Merimon effect from that. He is going to crash. So he'll purge and then I will kill the rookie. And he'll end turn just with the Salmon. Here I missed the blue mat trigger. I do Death Claw it, which will let him recover, but I did need to clear it. Because again, the sooner he sees a hybrid, the worse I'm off. Plays the Reinforce. Gets Salmon, recovers the boost. So he is starting now to stabilize, which is a little bit of a hairy situation for me. Luckily I did grab that Ogremon. I will discard an option. And I know that I'm surviving the first check. And resolving that. And I think at this point I might be able to play Beelstar for free. Just thinking about my options. Here I just play a Nailbone to get back the Ogremon and the Gazimon. He plays out his Salmon and then goes to the Rapid to kill both. I get the Gabumon, draw. Play the Dracmon. I believe I get back the Calling from Darkness here. And then I could Kaitis Breath it. Again, I'm just doing everything I can to keep him out of 2 swings. It's like at this point, if he has a hybrid, he will be able to recover a bunch, but he wouldn't be able to swing for game. I'm just trying to keep him off lethal while I try to set up my own lethal. So here he does end up going for the Susano, popping my Dracmon. He's just choosing the order of what he wants to put at the bottom. He does swing into security. It is an analog youth, milling me to a single card left in deck. He pops his boost to play the rapid just to pass the turn, to try and get some pressure. I do promote up and swing, and then I Beelstar Nailbone to end the game. So then we start shuffling up for game 2. So that just shows these are two pretty grindy decks, but overall, I mean, I think that first game took, I mean, if I'm looking at the time right, it would probably have been about 18 minutes. Something like that. Not terrible if you guys are playing at, you know, comfortable paces. I talk about all this because we're addressing, in the community, there's been a lot of talk about how yellow is just a slow deck, or people play too slow, and yeah, there's a lot of micro and macro decisions to be made in Digimon, but I think it could be mitigated a little bit with just open communication. Like, this was a timed round, so we were constantly talking about how much time we had, not rushing each other, but just making each other aware, like, hey, you know, just so you know, we have this much time left, and we were keeping an eye on it. So he opts to go first in this one and just passes. I do start with the Impmon and then drop an Elecmon. He drops a Cody in response. I do raise up and swing, getting to mill 5, which is my favorite thing about the Impmon Pagumon egg combo. I do end up swinging with the Elecmon just to put a little more pressure on, drop a Gazi, choke him at 1. And he does play the Zoe, recovering a Zephyr. I go to Gabu in the back, and then an Eismon. I think I end up swinging here, yeah. Hitting the Edens, and I miss Memory Boost, milling 2 and drawing 1. So here he goes into his Zephyrmon, and then into Jet Sylphie to recover. And then into Ophanimon to recover again. So he's back up to 4 already. I do swing here, and this was where we missed it. He does have Zoe, and also the Zephyrmon effect. So the Scatter Mode should have died there. But I just end up setting up more. We were both just like, wow, can't believe it died. And then we realized towards the end of the game that it totally would have. But, you know, at some point you accept game state. Misplays happen all the time. Small mistakes like this are very common, especially, I mean, at this point it was almost 1 a.m. because we had been playing locals for, 7 rounds at this point. So my turn, I swing again. I do die this time. Discarding the 2, drawing that. Just filling up my grave to feed my mommy, you know what I mean? And then we do, I think, swing again. Yeah, this is where we caught it, where he said it would have died to the Salmon, and I'm like, it's fine. Swing, that one dies, draw 3, discard 2. The one thing you do have to be careful with Beelstar is it can be pretty easy to deck out, especially in these grindier games, so you do have to keep an eye on it. I have 8 in there, and I'm at 4. I do go to 6. Playing the mat for 2, playing the Beelstar to Kaida's Breath. I did need to play the mat to have a blue source, and then Zord Defeat to pop his Tamer. So that was a very big turn for me on that side. Put me into a lot of advantage there. He does Rapid, but unfortunately the Rapidmon has no tamers to back it up. Swings into security, hits the Biomon and purges. He does play a Zoe, does not add or recover. You swing with the Gatomon over that, and then with Zwart, so ended up working out because it was a Holy Flame in security, and I was using the turn to clear board. I play an Analog Youth to put him at the 1, getting the Ogremon, and then at his turn he will hatch. And this is pretty much writing on the walls. He's trying to see what, if anything, he could do. Counting for Susanomon. The unfortunate thing here is even with the Susanomon, it doesn't quite get rid of the problem because I do have the Zwart defeat. And he opts to pop, I believe, the Zwart defeat because it's a bigger threat at the moment. It's an interesting choice. So he leaves the Zwart defeat. I draw a discard. And then I do have the 6 for the promote. So that was our game. It's a really fun one. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to keep these gameplay videos coming. And like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully we get some diverse matchups this format. Alright, love you guys. Bye.